Benji Koenig, everybody.
When I was a kid, I wanted to be a champion, okay? I admired a lot of champions, you know, Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, Lou Diamond Phillips. Lou Diamond Phillips, champion of the hit TV show Guy Fieri's Celebrity Cook-Off. I love Lou Diamond Phillips. And I realized at a very young age, in order to be a champion, you have to put all of your time and effort into being great at what you do. But I didn't want to be a fucking loser. So I'm sitting there at 10 years old like, how can I be a champion and not be lame? Board games. I love board games. That's way cooler than basketball, right? So I actually grew up in a board game family. You know, my mother at a young age, my lovely mother sitting here in the audience, she sat down with me and my brother and would teach us Monopoly. And she conveniently, my brother's ahead of me, conveniently forgot to tell us all of the rules. So she would win every game. And it filled her with such joy to beat her 6-year-old children in a game of Monopoly that she would dance around the house screaming like she just won the lottery. I'm a champion! I found being good at board games as a kid was pretty similar to being good at fishing. You know, the common reaction was just like, cool. And I was like, do you mean it? Okay. I'm gonna make that my whole personality now. No, I love board games. I played a lot of board games with friends growing up. I played this game called Settlers of Catan. Do you guys know Catan? If you don't know Catan, it's like colonization and resource extraction. I don't know, white people love it. And you know, I love playing board games because I would kind of come up with these schemes when I would play. I'd get nefarious, right? So one of these schemes I came up with was, you know, Catan's first to 10 points. So if anyone was off to an early lead in the game, I'd say to the table, hey guys, looks like Connor's winning. We should all team up against him. And they would. And we'd ruin Connor's evening. And then, you know, I do this, and obviously Connor's not happy. Connor looks at me, and he turns it around on me. You know, I catch up, and he goes, hey guys, looks like Benji is taking the lead now. Maybe we should team up against him. And ladies and gentlemen, my priorities have shifted. All of a sudden, being a champion has nothing to do with winning the game. Being a champion just means making sure Connor loses. Another game I like to play was Risk. You guys know Risk?
Yeah.
Global domination and conquest. White people love it. But I play Risk. One of the schemes, you know, my nefarious plots I came up with Risk was I'd make an alliance really early on in the game. You know, I'd make an alliance and I'd carry that out through the whole game, and then I'd win. And you know, I do this enough times, who chimes in? Connor. Connor pipes up, right? Connor goes to me and goes, guys, he's doing it again. He does this every game. He's just trying to build an alliance to win. Don't make an alliance with him. So I get up, I say, fuck you, Connor, and I flip the table over. You can't prove I didn't win that game. You can't prove I didn't win that game because we didn't finish that game. I'm a champion. That interaction always reminds me of the episode of Guy Fieri's Celebrity Cook-Off, where Lou Diamond Phillips gets in a fight with Coolio. As we all know, Lou was the champion. Another game I liked to play as a kid was chess. You know, I like to play chess. You guys know chess, right? White versus black. White people love it. You know, I'm pretty good at chess, okay? I like to play chess. My rating's 1,400 in chess. And if you don't know, that means I'm better than 95% of chess players on chess.com. So I'm not good enough to win a championship or make any money playing chess. But I'm absolutely good enough to beat the shit out of Connor. I'm a